Hello and welcome to this After Effects certification preparation series of videos. I'm Luisa Winters. In this video, we're going to discuss Objective 5.2b, which is to export a composition. We're going to talk about exporting to Premiere Pro, file formats, video codecs, locations, exporting for more than one target, screen size, or playback device, and also exporting in multiple formats. We're going to use two tools for this. We're going to use the render queue and also Adobe Media Encoder. So let's go into After Effects. In After Effects, have any composition open. It doesn't matter. Really does not matter. And now go to Composition, Add to Render Queue. When you add it to the render queue, and I'm going to delete the ones that we were working with the last movie, you have different choices. You can change the render settings. They can be from best settings to current to DV, etc., etc. Honestly, between you and me, I've always used best. You know, that's never changed. And now you can change the output module. So right now, the output module that we're given by default is H.264 match the render settings. But we don't have to, right? We can choose a higher megabits per second, high quality with alpha. So all of these are presets. If we want to change the default, we want to create a preset or whatever it is, we can either go to custom here, or we click on the blue letters. When you click on the blue letters, then you can change things like the format. For example, if I want to make sure that I'm exporting the alpha, I would choose QuickTime and I would choose the channels RGB plus alpha. I would absolutely choose that. And if I don't want QuickTime, maybe I want H.264, I would change here. And H.264 does not offer the alpha channel, but I can go to format options. I can change my my bit rate, and I can say, hey, let's do a variable bit rate, 1 pass, and then I'll make it a little bit higher. And I can use either hardware or software encoding. Hardware is going to be faster. Software is going to be longer, but look a little bit better. I'm going to leave it at that. And then that's it. It's going to follow that. Making sense? Now, I can also resize it directly from here. I can also crop it. And I can choose to export audio or not. I can also change the color space, to anything. I can leave it, convert linear to light, off, don't do that, or on for 32 bits per channel. Once I'm happy with this, I can click OK, and then I can say, okay, output it to, I can click on those words, and I'm going to go directly to my export folder, right? And I'm going to name this track mat render queue. I can add another output. I can click on here on the plus sign, and I can add another output so that I can get two outputs at the same time. And I can go, okay, this one is going to be, say, lossless with alpha. And lossless with alpha is going to give me AVI with a no compression scheme. So it's not going to be compression. And it's going to support the alpha channel, right? So maybe I want that. I can even add another output, and I can go, okay, this one is going for, I don't know, YouTube, Vimeo, whatever. So H.264, and I'm going to go to format options, and maybe I want it at 50 megabits per second. So I'm going to go all the way here. And now I'm going to click OK and look at the target here, variable bitrate, 50 megabits per second. So now that I have these, they're all going to the same output. I can click on render, and it's happening automatically. It's just happening automatically. So I had one composition that I'm outputting, but I'm outputting to 3 different targets simply by clicking on that little plus sign. All right, so I'm going to just stop out of this. I'm going to just delete this from here. And now I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go Composition, Add to Adobe Media Encoder. And this opens Adobe Media Encoder by default. I don't have to open it. It will open automatically. Now, once you are in Adobe Media Encoder, you will be able to change the format to whatever. Look how many things we have to choose from, right? And then the preset. This is super cool. If you don't find any preset that you like, simply click on these letters, high quality, and that's going to open the export settings dialog, which is going to look identical to the one from Premiere Pro because they're really the same thing. And here we go. From here, we will be able to go to video, individually change any of these things. I'm not going to go through all of these because it's not necessary, but you can change any of these. You can change the format here. You can change the preset here. So, any of these. Notice how many more we have in here, right? So including YouTube presets, Vimeo, Twitter, all of those things are available for you here. You can change the audio, you can add captions, and then you can directly publish to YouTube, to Behance, to Facebook, FTP, Twitter, all of those, Vimeo. You can simply just go. I can click OK, and then it would save those settings, or I can click on Cancel. And then once I am ready to export this, I can double check where the output file will go. Simply click on these letters, and I'm going to go to my export folder right here, click on Save. And now once I click on this little green play button, the encoding will happen. Just like with the render queue in After Effects, I can add another output. I can click on this icon here, and this can be, say, low quality. This is high quality, match source, medium bit rate, for example. I can add another one, and I can go, okay, this is going to go for Facebook at 720p, whatever. And once I am ready to export, notice that they are all going to the same place. I can even select them all and make sure that they're going to the export folder. And then when I'm ready, boom, click here, and they should all happen at the same time. All right, so you can export things either using the render queue from within After Effects or using Adobe Media Encoder, and depending on which one you use, it's going to give you different options. Back in After Effects, you can also export to an Adobe Premiere Pro project. You can also export to a Cinema 4D project. So, you can open this later on in Premiere Pro. You can open it in Cinema 4D. And I gotta tell you, those are a little bit less common because it's usually the other way around. We come from Premiere to After Effects, not from After Effects to Premiere. But nevertheless, I mean, this is pretty cool to know that you can do that. All right, so just a little reminder to double check your video codecs, which ones are for acquisition, which ones are for delivery, and which ones are appropriate for your client. And that's usually going to be specified in the project specifications, including the size or resolution, frames, frame rate, frame size, codec, and all of those things. All right. So double check those things before you deliver, and make sure that you watch the entire video before delivering, because let me tell you, stuff happens. All right, this brings me to the end of this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.